Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. So in today's tailoring class, we'll be learning how to do the kick pleat. We'll be doing two different types of the kick pleat. And let's start with the first one. But before we kick off, I'll say that if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. If you're watching us for the first time, I'll suggest that you subscribe to our video and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded. We don't only upload tailoring videos, we do millinery. We also do jewelry making, bag making videos. And then later, when everything is died down from coronavirus, we'll be doing the soap making videos as well. So let's get on with it. So with the kick pleats, Kick pleats are usually found at the back of skirts. They can also be put in the front of it, or they can be put at the bottom of a top. Now, depending on where you want to put it, it just allows ease of movement. It's usually put at the back of a fitted skirt, so it allows for movement at the bottom and it doesn't restrict movement when you want to move your legs. So basically it allows for movement wherever you want to put it. So let's start off with it. So let's say this is the back of your skirt. So you have your plain fabric. This is supposed to be for the back of your skirt you're going to be drafting. So let's just say that I'll just draw the shape of a skirt and then I'll cut it out. Okay, so we'll have our skirt shaped out like that. So when you put your fabric on a fold, you measure from the fold coming in 1 inch measurement. So that is what my 1 inch measurement I have drawn out down. Okay, the size of fabric I'm using is about 8 inches, if I'm right. And then I've just shaped it up into a fitted skirt. So the kick pleat is going to be at the center back of your skirt. So from the fold coming in, you measure 1 inch in. I'm going to stitch to about 4 inches down. I'm going to stitch to about 4.5 inches down. Okay, so my stitch is going to end here. So I'm just going to make a straight stitch. I back it up and carry on, and when I get here to back it up, and that will be it, and I'll bring it back for us to carry on with it. Okay, so I've gone on to stitch, put in my stitch. The next thing is to flip it over like that and then press it open. So your fold line should be matching your seam line here as you press it open. So I'll just put an iron to it. Then you press it into the bottom. Okay, so that is your kick pleat here, and run a stitch at the top across it like that to secure your pleat in there. So when you turn it to the right side, this is it. So as you put your garment on, it allows movement when you move your legs. Okay, so this is one way of doing the kick pleat. We are going to also do the second type of kick pleat. So this one actually has a lot of pleats at the back or at the vent, whichever way you wish to call it. Let's get up with it. This is the fabric I'll be using for that. So we decide where we want the kick pleat or our vent to be. And for this, I'm going to put it at the back of a skirt, at the back of a fitted skirt. Okay, so this is my fabric. I'm going to turn it on the wrong side of a fabric and put it on fold. All right, and put it on fold. So I'm going to measure. So let the whole piece I'm working with in length, I have about 8.5 inches long, like that. Now I'm going to be measuring. I'm going to decide how far I want my kick pleat to be. So I'm going to start at about 4 inches up here. Okay, so this is where the pleats are going to be. Then from there I'm going to measure 5 inches in. So 5 inches inwards, that would be about here. I'm going to extend this line up here, and that would be a cut line. Now I'll explain what that means later. But from this line, I'm going to draw another 1 inch in again, and I'll explain what that 1 inch is as well. So just put a mark, 1 inch mark over there. And then draw it down. Okay. So I'm going to extend the line further down about 1/2 inch. So this is where it'll come. You see, it's come down 1/2 inch than this 5 inch. Okay. Now let me just shape the skirt so that you know what we're actually doing and don't get confused. So let's say this is our fitted skirt. Now let me explain to you what I've actually done, because I'm sure at this point it's going to look a bit confusing, but don't get confused. So this is what it actually is. So you can see the shape of a fitted skirt. Now this is our back seam. So this is where our zipper is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to leave just a little bit here, just for demonstration purposes. This is where our zip is going to be. So this is our back seam. The seam allowance for our zipper will be up here. And then I'll just carry on with a plain stitch up to this bit. But I'm going to extend it below this horizontal line. So I've extended it below by 1/2 inch below. And I'm going to stitch an end over there. Okay, this is what is going to be used for the vent or for the pleats at the back of the skirt. So I'm going to carry on and start my stitching from here to here, leaving this bit as demonstration for where the zip is going to be. And then I'll bring it back and then we carry on from there. Okay, so I stitched it. As you can see, I stitched it all the way down. When you press it open like this becomes your back seam. You can see, so this is the bit where we'll be creating our vents. Okay, this bit was left for your zipper to go there. Just for demonstration purposes, it looks quite short, but it was left for you to know that if you were going to put a zipper at the back, this is where it's going to be. Okay, and this is our back seam. So let's go back to folding it the way it is. Now what is next left to do? Let me emphasize here that, as you can see, I have gone down below this line by 1/2 inch. So if you look at it, I've gone down by 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to carry on to finish this line straight down with a basting stitch. Now let me explain what a basting stitch is. A basting stitch is not a permanent stitch. Okay, so it's a stitch you put in place to carry on with a project, but it will be taken out after you've done what you want to do. So it doesn't stay in permanently, and you can do that with, you can either do it hand stitch or you do it with your machine. Now if you are doing it hand stitch, it means you'll be doing your tacking, like you're tacking bigger stitches like that. Or if you are doing it on your machine, then it means that you'll be sewing at a bigger stitch length. You get it? Because it's not going to be permanent. So when you're sewing at a bigger stitch length, you'll be sewing at 2.5 inches, but at this point you can go up to 4 inches. So it's a stitch that will come off anyway. Or you can also use your needle and thread and then stitch that in. Okay, because you're going to take it out later. Now for demonstration, I'll use needle and thread to stitch it in, and then you know what it is. Okay, so because it's not a permanent stitch, I did not even make a knot anywhere, because I'm going to pull the thread out again. So I'm just going to go in from here. Okay, just make some stitches. You can do this on your machine as well, like I said earlier, or you can hand stitch it in and then leave it there. Now this is just a small piece, so I wouldn't mind using my hand needle to stitch it in. Okay, after I've done this, I'm going to measure from this line. I'm going to draw another line 2 inches away from this one. Okay, and put in a line, a mark in there. So 2 inches mark, and then I'll draw a line straight down. And on this line, I'm going to do another basting stitch. Right, so let's do it again. Okay, now I've stitched in my second line. Now what I'm going to do is to open the skirt up like that and try and open my pleat up as well. Okay, now when I open my pleat up, I'm going to match this seam line to my center back seam line like that. Okay, make sure you're matching them, and then you iron it down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and then press this down and then come back with it. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to iron that down. Now from this line, I'm going to measure another 2 inches and put another basting stitch in. Okay, so from this stitch line, I'm going to put in another 2 inches mark line. And then I'll put another basting stitch in. Okay, now my basting stitch is in. The next thing to do is open it as well, like we did previously, and match this seam line to this seam line here as well. So pull it apart like that. I'm going to match it down and iron it down. So I'm going to press it down. Then when I finish, I'm going to press this open as well and then iron it down too. Okay, I'm going to do that and then I'll bring it back. Okay, so now I've ironed everything out. Now once you have it all ironed down like that, you can go ahead and pull out your basting stitch one at a time. So I'm going to do it for one end like that, because I have my pleats in there already. Then I will go ahead, lift one side up as you see, and then run a stitch here. So I'm going to run a stitch from here to the middle bit, holding it like this. Okay, so I'm going to go under the machine like that, tucking away the other half of the skirt and holding it like this, and just stitch up to the middle bit. Make sure you secured your ends. When you finish, you can pull out the basting stitch from the other end and repeat the same process there as well. Okay, so after taking the basting stitches out, this is what we have at the back of the skirt. Okay, so it opens up like that into a flannel. So this is it at the back of the skirt. So we did it for just the one pleat opening. We have the one pleat opening, and then we have the multi-pleat opening for a fitted skirt. So we've come to the end of today's class for the kick pleats. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give our video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded.